Goldfarb with Fire and Spark. I am back with Maxim from Illumin. Nice to meet you. Thanks for coming here.
Nice to meet you as well. Thank you for having me, Noah.
All right. So, can you explain what Illumin does, what you do, what's the purpose?
Yeah, absolutely. So Illumin kind of takes advantage of the way that we thought about marketing when either you're just starting out in the field or you're just like learning it in college. The idea that there's like a person that has no idea what your brand is at a certain point in time. Let's just use Colgate toothpaste, for example. There's a person that has no idea what Colgate toothpaste is, and eventually they're such a fan that they're never going to require any paid media again. Every single time you roll out a product, they're going to be the first ones to try it. They're a super fan, essentially. Mm-hmm. But the difference between where a person starts with no awareness and that person becoming a super fan is a messy journey, essentially. It looks different for every person. The journey to you buying your first tube of a new type of Colgate toothpaste, the journey that I take, completely different things because we're completely different people. And the way that, unfortunately, we look at the advertising industry right now is that it's tailored around the idea of treating everybody like one person rather than treating them like individuals that require different messaging depending on where they sit in the funnel. And so what Illumin does is Illumin allows us to take advantage of those different places, that different propensity, and dynamically insert you into a messaging strategy that makes sense for where you sit. So if you've never heard of Colgate toothpaste before, which I know is rare, but like say you've never heard of Colgate toothpaste before, we're going to be giving you incredibly different messaging than if like you have a demonstrated history of buying toothpaste. Maybe you're in market based on your online behavioral data. We can understand where you sit and make sure that you get an appropriate message for you and you have that control to message to a person in the right way to get the conversion faster.
Okay. And so is it you provide your customers with data-driven insights, or do you integrate directly into the ad platforms and update the ads?
We are our own ad platform. So we're giving you those insights, but everything is in-house. It is our own platform. We built it from the ground up around the idea of that consumer journey and the piece that's trickiest with it, which is understanding how it works across your different devices. You don't live in a one-device household anymore. It's not just having like a desktop and that's where we call it quits. Your technology is everywhere. We could track how you interact with an ad across your CTV in the morning when you're watching the news. Then make sure that we're continuing that awareness messaging as you hop in your car and you're listening to Spotify on your way to work. Once you get to work, it's all of a sudden you're browsing on your work desktop. You might click on an ad on your work desktop, but by the time you get home and actually convert, it could be across your mobile device. From the ground up, we built our platform around the idea of that cross-device tracking so we can see the full picture of how you engage with material online and ads online and how you respond across these different devices so that we can see the entire journey, not just here's what you're doing on CTV or here's what you're doing on desktop.
Yeah, and you know, obviously one hot topic in marketing and advertising has been, you know, recent pushes by companies like Apple to, you know, make it essentially the end result is it becomes a bit tougher to track users. Has that affected the way Illumin functions? Is Illumin a solution to that problem?
Yeah, I mean, Illumin is subjected to very similar restrictions that any other ad platform is right now with iOS 14.5 and the other limitations surrounding deprecation of things like cookies and other first-party identifiers. But our approach to it is a holistic one of agnosticism. The idea that there are these different solutions that have found a way to work around those issues. And our goal is to partner with as many of those solutions as possible so that as the market of ideas kind of works out what is going to be the solution moving forward, not only are we integrated in a way that allows us to test these different solutions and find the one that works best for us, but because we're using these different targeting solutions to like work around these problems, we're able to further authenticate that our targeting is correct. If both the cookies and the cookieless solutions are telling us that Noah is Noah and this is how Noah is behaving, that's only enforcing the idea that we're like finding that right targeting and making sure that he's getting the right message even more so than one identifier alone.
Yeah, awesome. And just a couple more questions here. One is, what kinds of companies should be looking at solutions like Illumin? Like what size, what industries, what do you work best with?
Yeah, anybody that wants to better understand their consumer journey and anybody that is looking to run paid media. I would say. It's
Businesses of all sizes.
businesses of all sizes. We work with people that run marketing budgets of $5 million a month to people that run marketing budgets of like $500 a month. It doesn't really matter where you're starting, as long as you're starting somewhere and you want to think about your advertising less as spray and pray and more as like something structured where you want control and insight into how individuals are performing with your marketing dollars.
Makes sense. And last question, if people think Illumin might be right for them, how should they get in touch?
Yeah, the best way to get in touch, you can either get in touch with me directly. My email address is m as in Mary, AXIM .YOD as in dog, Z as in zebra, IS at Acuity, ACUITY ADS.com. That's my email. Sorry, I said it all the way out.
I would imagine there's also a contact page
Yeah.
on the site.
Of course. So you can either get in touch with me directly, or you can go through Illumin's site.
Okay.
Yeah, either one.
Fantastic. Well, thanks so much for your time.
Yeah, thank
Enjoy
you,
the
Noah.
rest of your time here at
I
DigiMarCon.
appreciate it. Thank
All
you.
right, and we will be back soon with some more